Okay, so here's the thing. The other day when I did a video on the chemical leak and fire and explosion in Deer Park, Texas, at that refinery. I'm gonna have to grab my notepad again here, but 1 second here because I actually got the name of the refinery. I want to say it was ITC. I'm gonna double check real quick. So, anyways, I didn't do a great job of translating it all. Matter of fact, a buddy of mine, I talked to him, and I was going to have him maybe, because I had no script or anything, and I was going to try to have him help me figure out how I was going to say it. And I'm like, you know what? Why don't you just tell him, And so I actually drove a long way. We got it worked out. He's here. He's on the line. And yeah, if you want to take it from there, I'm going to let you take it from there. And this is all going to be in Spanish, or however, some English, some Spanish, whatever. And he's going to be able to explain to you in Spanish what I tried to convey yesterday. So go ahead, dude.
Thank you, buddy. Habitantes de East Texas. Según se está quemando algo allí de una compañía de químicos, gases, el pueblo de allí se llama Deer Park. En Baytown, around Highway 10, 225, que es 225. En La Fort, Texas, por ahí en esa área. Según estos pueblos, quitos están por ahí alrededor, y según se está quemando ahí, y todo lo que se está quemando, la gente lo está respirando. Y hay otro pueblo que se llama View. Y en realidad yo quiero que toda la gente se dé cuenta de lo que está pasando, porque quiero que si sienten algún problema como dolor de cabeza o que están un poco como borrachos, que tengan como quemazón en la piel, o que tengan problemas para respirar, quiero que por favor se alejen de esa área, y si van al doctor, que por favor le den a saber al doctor qué es lo que está pasando. En realidad yo no área, pero quiero que la gente que está en esa área.
Can you take off the Bluetooth for a sec? Something's cutting you out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. Do that. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. You want me to keep going then?
Yeah, keep going.
Entonces, quiero que por favor pues se den cuenta de lo que está pasando, y ahí por favor pues quiero que se den cuenta, porque ahorita se está quemando todo eso, pero una vez que ya se queme todo lo que huele, todo lo que se quemó, va a estar en el piso, va a estar en la tierra, va a estar en todos los materiales que hay en el piso, y todo eso la gente lo va a respirar, y esto pues me tiene apurado. Quiero que toda la gente se dé cuenta, y porque los niños ellos no saben. Por favor, los mayores pues tomen conciencia, de todo lo que está pasando. Si tienen algún problema aquí, problemas para respirar, que tengan así comezón en el cuerpo o comezón en los ojos, que se sientan así como mareados, aléjense de aquí y vayan al doctor. Y creo que esto concluye todo lo que les tengo que decir. Muchas gracias y ya se los paso aquí con mi amigo. Okay, buddy, I'm done.
All right, dude. I appreciate it. I'll let you go. I'll put some more, a few more words to the video, and thank you so much for what you did.
No problem, man. Time to help.
I'll send you a link to this too.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so pepoles de viven en la Houston, sitiamo de Houston, Texas. Esta mi muchacho de hablar muy más bien español de yo hablar. I needed his help. Porque está mojado. Y yo necesito de hablar qué es esto de esta mojado por la peoples de viven en el sitio de Deer Park, Texas. Te comprende de esta mal, you know, y cuidado. And here's the thing, if you have any health issues at all, anything that, you know, no está normal, anything that's not normal, anything. There was comments that have been made on different videos. One guy said his wife had a breathing problem already, and he was going to take her out of there, and they were leaving town, and his daughter, her nose was bleeding, started bleeding for no reason. There's just some crazy stuff going on. I'm telling what's really going on. You know, we're supposed to communicate the risk if we have a truck that's hauling hazmat and there's a leak. That's way bigger than any truck. And so the distance really, I think, should be 4 miles. I can't say that for sure. I don't know what their regulations are, but it should be around that plume, and as far as it goes, the next 10 miles or whatever, too. They showed that plume of smoke was traveling west, and it was blowing overhead. It was something like, sorry, I got a little loud because the truck next to me was running a regen. They measured it at almost 8 miles, like 7.8 or whatever miles, but it was way longer than that. That was just the measuring stick they used on the video. I'm gonna put up links to this, to all the links that I found on this, and I want you to understand what I'm saying. If you have any type of burning of your eyes, any type of burning of your skin, any type of dizziness or headache, any breathing problems at all, any, you know, like I was saying about dizziness, you know, you could be like, you just don't feel quite right, and it's not normal, then you need to get out of that area as soon as possible. And don't think you can't just roll up your windows, you know, or shut your windows in your house. The air will get in there. It won't buy you much time at all. The thing is, this is some really bad chemicals that we're not supposed to be breathing, we're not supposed to be around, and even when they transport it, they don't even open up the top cap of tankers to get that stuff off. They have a vacuum, a vent for the fumes or whatever. That's a hose on you know, one part of it, and then they unload it, and nothing is supposed to escape. Nothing. So it's really bad stuff. It's not breathable. It's not livable. It's you know, if you walked into a black plume of smoke like that, you would not walk out, not without a full scuba gear, because there's no oxygen to be filtered. Even if you had a filtration thing for your mask for your face, like a lot of drivers have that unload that stuff, you'd need full SCBA. So you know, the winds can change, and they can't control the wind. they can say they're monitoring the situation, but when it comes down to it, if you smell the stuff, it's no good for you to even smell. That's just the truth. And I understand that, you know, you're maybe used to being around refineries and the gas smell and stuff. That stuff that is not, it's not gasoline. It's some of the stuff they use to make gasoline. They use a certain percentage of it, a small percentage of it, to make gasoline with crude oil, and it's deadly. So I would say get out of there if you have that kind of an issue where it's affecting you, and it could be worse at night because the ceiling of what you would call it, that the at night it's cooler and the ceiling drops down, and that's why you get fog. Okay, this stuff will drop down, and it's so heavy up in the air now it's wanting to drop, and plus the compounded with the cold. So at night it's going to be lower anyways, but when they put this fire out in 2 days, that's the worst of it, because it's going to be worse, because then it's no longer being burnt. Those chemicals are going to be open air and going everywhere. So I don't know what they're going to do at that point, but that's going to be probably the worst part of it. And you know, you may not see anything but a mist or a fog at that point. It won't be black smoke because it won't be burning anymore. I'm gonna put this up as a video, and like I say, and if you smell something, and I do not recommend for any truck drivers to be in any of those truck stops around any of it, especially not the one down there, you know, LaPorte. There's a Love's down there, and the winds, they said we're going west. I'm sure they've already changed back to east and probably changed back to west again, or south, who knows. But that stuff, it doesn't just dissipate and go to nowhere. It doesn't just, oh, it's going to be okay. It's some really bad chemicals. They said that the number of tanks, by the way, went from 7 to 8 now. So they lost another big round tank. And one of those tanks has lots of 18-wheeler loads of it in it. So just know what you're up against and keep upwind of it. So if the wind is blowing it away from you, you want to go into the wind. You want to be away from it, you know, as long as you're not running into it. If you're running away from it, then you want to be upwind. Stay upwind. Let the wind blow it away from you. And that's all I got to say on that, because they gave no instructions as far as I saw. They were closing some schools. That's like a start. And I was still a little less than impressed. They've had different news things where they've even brought them back out, and they've, you know, done this and all. They had the woman crying, saying she was sorry for the leak and all that stuff. But I'm just telling you, and I don't know if even a wet towel around your head would help at all if there's no oxygen to be had. Like I said, there's so many of these chemicals are so small particulate. It takes a certain kind of a mask that it's not just a dust mask from Home Depot. These are special masks for filtering out all types of chemicals, and you know, they issue them to people who work with these chemicals, but they tell people, hey, look, you will not get any oxygen out of a cloud of smoke. You still need to run. So keep that in mind. This stuff, it can burn your lungs. It's bad stuff. So people, y'all stay safe. I wanted to drop this. I had that friend of mine help me out. I hope it was intelligible, understandable, that the audio was okay. I'm sure it was enough. And y'all stay safe. I'm gonna get off this thing. I'm just gonna drop this video. I may go live in a bit, but I've been wanting to put this up. So this will be my Spanish version to help out the people that are down there that are not really getting told what's going on. And it's about the explosion, fire, and all that stuff in Deer Park in the Houston area. So I don't think I forgot to mention anything that I wanted to bring up. I don't know if they've evacuated anything at this point. I'm not up to date on that. I will say that there's been a lot of people who have left and made comments, and you need to look at the comments on these other videos of what's happening to these people. I might even give you some signs of what, might be a problem. So I'm gonna put this up as a video. Y'all stay safe. I'm out. Peace.